Welcome back, everyone. This is the first sealed pool for Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth. Before the video, I sorted the cards and collected my thoughts on the pool, so let's see what deck I ended up with. Usually, we'll start with the rares. Tom Bombadil, Battle by Water, Fall of Cair Andros, Elven Chorus, The Shire, and Shelob. Those are our rares. Obviously, Tom Bombadil, 5 colors. Not a lot of mana fixing in this pool. Actually, I think I only have 2 cards that help with mana fixing at all. So really, Tom Bombadil is definitely out. Fall of Cair Andros, I really like the look of. Whenever a creature an opponent controls is dealt excess non-combat damage, amass Orcs X, where X is the excess damage, and then for 8 mana it can deal out 7 damage to a creature. So this one really stuck out to me as one that I want to look and see if there's any burn spells in red that I could leverage this card with, maybe go into red for the pool. Other than that, we got 2 green cards in the Shire and Elven Chorus. This is one of the 2 cards that do mana fixing for us in the pool, Elven Chorus. And then Shelob, just incredible stats, 6 mana, 8/8, Death Touch, Ward 2, Spider Synergies, creates tokens of your opponent's creatures, just insanely powerful cards. So this is definitely the first thing that I was looking at when I went to look at the rest of the cards in the pool. So those are the rares. Kind of set these aside. We'll think about those as I show you what else was in the pool. So the first thing looking at are the multicolored cards and the artifacts, just to see what other multicolored stuff we can maybe synergize with some of our rares. We did have a couple copies of Old Man Willow, which we'll talk about in a bit, but these are the other multicolored cards we had. So Bilbo, Retired Burglar, makes treasure tokens. Rise of the Witch King, Lembas, and Inherited Envelope. This is our other mana fixer in the pool. So those are our multicolored cards. So the first one that I wanted to look at was black, just to see if we could make Shelob work, at least in black. And really the black in this pool was really shallow. So a couple of the cards that I really like the look of, Nazgul. This could be really good in draft, I could see, especially with all just the incidental tempting of the ring that happens. Powering up your Nazgul. Uruk-hai Berserker, 3 mana, 3/2, ring tempts you card, so that could synergize with Nazgul. Other than that, just not really a lot of great cards in black. I think we only had like 10 cards of all that were black in this pool. So really shallow pool and nothing really crazy going on here. So if we do play Shelob, it's probably going to be a black splash. So the next color to look at is blue, and blue was crazy deep in this pool. So I really liked a lot of stuff that was going on in blue. So lots of amass synergy, kind of spell slingery synergy going on in blue. So we had 2 copies of Treason of Isengard to get back spells. So what really stuck out here for me is maybe I can use this in like a red-blue deck to get some more value from burn spells out of red with that Fall of Cair Andros. So we got 2 copies of that. 2 copies of Soothing of Smeagol, so bounce non-token creatures. A couple of counter spells here, and then just some good cards here. We got another bounce spell in Horses of Bruinen, and some decent cards as creatures on the back end. So really, blue had a really nice control package, and as we go through the rest of the deck, I think this could definitely be a case for joining the pool or joining the deck in the end. So it was really hard to choose between blue and the other colors in the pool. But that was blue. As far as our red cards go, red also had some decent cards, but unfortunately, we only had 1 burn spell to synergize with Fall of Cair Andros. We did have Foray of Orcs, which is a good amass card for Orcs, and then this is our 1 burn spell, Ranger's Firebrand, out of red. So I was really hoping to get more burn spells to really leverage Fall of Cair Andros. We had some other good red cards, Gimli, a couple copies of Relentless Rohirrim, Haradrim Spearmaster, Oliphant, a couple of good combat tricks in the red pool as well. But ultimately, I didn't go with red just because I was kind of lacking some of those synergies with Fall of Karaandros and not a lot of the interaction that I wanted to see. So what I did end up with, though, is a green-white deck, and I'm splashing for Shelob in the ultimate, in the final version of the deck. So I'll go ahead and set it out right now. Really, the theme of the deck is kind of like a green-white food deck. So I noticed I had a lot of synergies with food tokens. And that's really the angle that I was going to go for with this deck. All right, so this is the kind of final version of the deck here. So like I said, it's a green-white food deck. Some of our payoffs here, we've got 3 copies of Eastfarthing Farmer. So 3 mana, 2/3, when it enters the battlefield, make a food token, and then target creature gets +1/+1 for each food token you control. So we've got 3 copies of this card. I can see this really boosting a couple creatures over the course of the game. Not the only source of food for us in the deck. We've got Hobbit Sting. 2 mana, deals X damage to target creature, where X is the number of creatures plus food. So another payoff for the food deck. And then we also got Mushroom Watchdogs over here. So 2 mana, 2/2, they eat the food to get bigger and get vigilance. And then as far as some other synergies we have, so I did have 2 Mirkwood Spiders. So these are going to synergize a little bit with Shelob. Shelob caring about spiders and giving spiders Ward 2. So that'll be nice there. We also have Old Man Willow, one of the 2 copies in the pool, made it in the deck. I like this one because when it attacks, you can sacrifice another creature or a token. So it does have some synergy with food tokens, which I thought was a nice little touch for this green-white deck. And then, of course, we've got Shelob up here. And then as far as our fixing goes, we have Elven Chorus. Our creatures can help tap for black mana. And then we've got 1 copy of Many Partings that can help dig up a swamp out of the deck. One cut that I did choose not to put in is Battle of the Bywater. This was one of our rares. It is on color, but it destroys all creatures with power 3 or greater. And a lot of our cards ended up being power 3 or greater. So this is going to stick in the sideboard, at least to begin with, and maybe I'll find a slot for it in the gameplay. So that's the deck. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you would have built this pool. Do you go the control route with blue? Do you try to make Shelob work like I did? Let me know. And stay tuned because we'll be playing this deck against the next deck we build out of Tales of Middle-earth. See you next time.